Let's be honest, dating today can be confusing. Many men feel like they're constantly guessing what women want. They try hard, overthink, and still get ghosted, friend-zoned, or misunderstood. It's not because they're doing everything wrong, it's because they were never taught how emotional dynamics in relationships really work. This isn't about blame or manipulation, it's about awareness. You can't succeed in relationships if you don't understand the signals, the psychology, and the emotional patterns that shape connection and attraction. The truth is, men and women are both shaped by different pressures, expectations, and instincts, some biological, some social. And if you don't know how these show up in dating, you'll keep getting caught off guard. In this video, I'm going to share 10 key emotional patterns and psychological blind spots that many men overlook when it comes to dating women. This is about helping you connect better, lead with confidence, and avoid the common traps that leave so many good men confused or hurt. Some of what I'm about to say might challenge your assumptions, and that's a good thing. Growth starts with honesty. If you're ready to date smarter, with more emotional awareness and strength, then let's dive in. Because once you understand how connection really works, your entire approach will change, and the results will speak for themselves. 1. Craving for validation, a shared human need. Here's a key insight. We all seek validation. It's not just a woman thing, it's human. But the way validation shows up can look different across genders, especially in a social media-driven world. From a young age, many women receive more feedback, compliments, attention, messages, likes. That constant stream of validation can, over time, shape how they relate to others emotionally. But here's where it gets tricky. If you're always the one giving reassurance, compliments, or praise without any boundaries, it can start to feel like noise. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because too much validation can lose its impact. What actually stands out? Presence, depth, being intentional with your attention, not excessive with it. When a man respects himself, doesn't overgive, and knows when to pull back, it signals confidence. It creates a dynamic where attention isn't just expected, it's earned, appreciated, and mutual. Example, let's say you went on a date and you really enjoyed it. You could flood her with praise afterward, or you could give it a beat. Let the experience speak for itself. If she reaches out first, that's a sign of engagement. If she doesn't, your silence becomes powerful feedback too. This isn't about withholding affection to create anxiety. It's about not over-investing before mutual interest is clear. Emotional maturity is knowing when to give and when to observe. 2. Emotional swings. Understanding, not overreacting. One of the biggest mistakes men make in dating is assuming every emotional shift means something's wrong, or that they're supposed to fix it. Here's the truth. Emotions aren't always logical, and for many women and people in general, feelings can shift quickly. This isn't manipulation. It's how some people process their world, emotionally, not linearly. Sometimes she's warm, sometimes distant, sometimes chatty, sometimes quiet. And if you react to every fluctuation, you'll exhaust yourself trying to keep up. What's actually attractive? Emotional steadiness. Not coldness, but calmness. When you stay grounded instead of chasing every emotional wave, you create a sense of safety and strength. Example, you're out to dinner and suddenly she seems quiet. You ask, "Everything okay?" And she says, "I'm fine," but with a tone. Most guys panic. "Did I do something? Are you mad? What's wrong?" They try to smooth it over immediately, but a more grounded response? "Cool. If anything's up, I trust you'll tell me. I'm just here enjoying the moment." No pressure, no chasing, just calm presence. That kind of emotional resilience sends a clear message. I'm not here to fix or be controlled by moods. I'm here to connect authentically. This doesn't mean ignoring real issues. It means choosing when to engage and when to give space, with confidence. 3. Attraction to growth and security. It's not about status, it's about direction. There's a concept often thrown around online called hypergamy, the idea that women are wired to trade up in partners. But that's an oversimplification of something more meaningful. Many women are drawn to men who are growing, emotionally, mentally, financially, and in life direction. This isn't about money or status in a shallow sense. It's about energy, purpose, drive. When a man is moving forward with clarity and consistency, it naturally draws people in. It signals leadership, security, and vision, qualities that many women instinctively respond to. The mistake? Too many guys get complacent. They assume once she's into them, the work is done. But attraction, real, long-term attraction, thrives on progress. If you stop evolving, emotionally or otherwise, don't be surprised if the connection starts to fade. Example: maybe she used to light up when talking about your ambitions, your goals, your side projects. But lately, you've stopped investing in yourself. Your energy has changed, and she feels it. She may not say it directly, but her engagement drops, her eyes wander, her respect shifts. Not because she's shallow, but because the part of you she was drawn to has dimmed. The shift? Don't hustle just to impress her. Grow because that's who you are. When you live with purpose, attraction follows naturally, and not just from women, but from friends, colleagues, and the world around you. Real connection is rooted in who you're becoming, not just who you are today. 4. What she says versus what she responds to. Understanding emotional attraction. One of the biggest sources of confusion in dating is this: what someone says they want isn't always what they're emotionally drawn to. It's not about dishonesty, it's about the difference between conscious preferences and subconscious emotional triggers. For example, a woman might say, "I want someone nice, supportive, and emotionally available." And she probably means it. But if that same nice guy is overly predictable, always agreeable, or never a challenge, the emotional spark can fade. This doesn't mean you should stop being kind. Not at all. It means kindness must be paired with strength, mystery, and purpose. Emotional attraction is created not by comfort alone, but by presence, polarity, and energy. The mistake many men make, trying to fit her checklist word for word, instead of showing up as a full, emotionally grounded man with his own values, opinions, and boundaries. Example: you're texting her daily, planning everything around her schedule, saying yes to everything she suggests, but things feel flat. Then she meets someone who challenges her a bit, who listens, yes, but also leads, who doesn't rush to please, but shows his intentions clearly. Suddenly, she's more engaged. It's not because the other guy is mean, it's because he's centered, not performative. He's himself, not auditioning. The lesson? Don't just listen to what someone says they want. Observe what they respond to. That's where true emotional understanding lives. Be kind, be available, but also be real, grounded, and strong in your own identity. 5. Emotional stimulation. Why calm feels boring to some. Let's talk about something many people, men and women, experience but don't always understand. Emotional stimulation is addictive. For some people, especially those who grew up around emotional highs and lows, calm can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. It's not that they want chaos, it's that chaos feels normal to them. It gives them something to react to, talk about, or feel intensely. So when they're in a peaceful relationship, no drama, no tension, just calm connection, it can feel flat. Does this mean she's addicted to drama? Not necessarily. It may mean she's wired to associate emotional intensity with connection. And unless she's aware of that pattern, she may unintentionally recreate it, starting arguments, picking fights, or seeking tension to feel something. Here's where a grounded man stands out. He doesn't feed into unnecessary conflict. He doesn't overreact, but he also doesn't abandon her emotionally. He stays calm, curious, and firm in his energy. Example: she brings up something small in an intense tone. Maybe she's stressed, maybe she's bored, but she's escalating. You could get defensive, or you could say, "I hear you. Let's talk when we're both more grounded." That response isn't cold. It's emotionally intelligent. It sets a tone of respect and self-control. The lesson? Don't confuse calm with weakness. Don't mistake emotional swings for depth. And don't feel the need to match chaos with chaos. Lead with steadiness, and if someone is mature enough to meet you there, the connection deepens. If not, you've protected your peace. 6. The independence illusion: strength or self-protection. In modern dating, it's common to hear phrases like, "I don't need anyone," "I'm focusing on myself," "I'm fine being alone." And sometimes that's true. Many people, women included, are genuinely thriving on their own, building fulfilling lives and enjoying independence. But here's the nuance most people miss. Sometimes what looks like independence is actually emotional self-protection. For many, saying, "I don't need anyone," is a way to avoid vulnerability, to shield themselves from the fear of rejection, disappointment, or being hurt again. And so they present strength, even when, deep down, they may still crave connection. This doesn't make them weak. It makes them human, where men often misread this. They assume a strong, independent woman doesn't want or need connection, so they pull back, avoid expressing interest, or treat her like she's unavailable. But many times she's waiting to feel safe enough to open up emotionally. Example: you meet a woman who says she's not looking for anything serious, but she texts you often, gets jealous, checks in emotionally. Her words and actions don't align. What's happening? There's likely a fear underneath, fear of needing someone and being let down, of opening up, only to lose control or get hurt. The lesson? Don't assume someone's independence means they don't want love, and don't try to fix it either. Just stay grounded. Don't over-pursue or pull away too fast. Let trust build naturally. If she's emotionally available beneath the surface, she'll show it when she's ready. And if not, that's okay too. A self-aware man knows when to invest and when to let go with grace. 7. The impact of emotional intensity. Why some past connections linger. Here's something many men notice but don't always understand. People often remember past relationships not just for how they were treated, but for how they felt. Sometimes a woman or anyone might recall a past partner who was distant or challenging, not because that was better, but because that person made a strong emotional impact. Emotional intensity, unpredictability, or feeling pursued can leave a lasting impression. This isn't about valuing disrespect or neglect. It's about the brain's natural tendency to remember high-impact emotional experiences, even if they were complicated or confusing. Why does this matter? Because it sets a subconscious benchmark for what feels alive or exciting, even if it wasn't healthy. Example: you're doing your best to be reliable, kind, and supportive, but she sometimes compares you to someone from her past who was less available or more mysterious. That's normal. It's a challenge many face in relationships. The key? Focus on being emotionally present and authentic. Build positive, consistent experiences that create new emotional memories, ones grounded in respect, trust, and mutual growth. The alpha or impactful memory isn't about dominance. It's about emotional resonance. Be the person who makes her feel truly seen, not just chased. Conclusion: understanding connection beyond the surface. So here's the real truth. Relationships aren't about perfection or winning a game. They're about understanding how people connect on a deeper emotional level. Many challenges in dating come from mismatched expectations, unspoken needs, and misunderstood signals. But once you start seeing the patterns behind the behavior, the fears, the hopes, the emotional rhythms, you can navigate relationships with more confidence and clarity. You don't need to figure out women as a mysterious puzzle. You just need to be present, grounded, and aware, and to respect both her humanity and your own. If you found value in these insights, I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment, share your experiences, and let's learn from each other. Because growth comes through connection, and every man deserves a relationship built on understanding and mutual respect. Thanks for watching. Here's to becoming the best version of yourself.